Welcome to another edition of Financial News You Can Use, brought to you by the good folks at TopicsDesign.tv here on beautiful Topsail Island in coastal North Carolina. The world is indeed a much different place than it was even 4 years ago. I have talked about a paradigm shift over and over again, and guess what? It's here. Since we started this TV show, it has been our intention to bring you useful information about the state of the economy in the USA. It is disturbing to listen to the mainstream media's government-sponsored happy talk. Now more than ever, it is imperative to do your homework and uncover the truth. One media pundit that bucks the trend is a Mr. Dylan Ratigan on CNBC. He is truly trying to get the truth out to the masses. My hat is off to him. We have done shows on silver and gold, on alternative energy, on home staging, and on permaculture, in an effort to show you there are alternatives to the way we are living our unsustainable lifestyles. Today we are going to talk about the big problem in America. That is debt. It is so important that we as a society learn to live within our means and remove ourselves from the shackles of debt. We will lay out a roadmap of steps you can take to obtain financial freedom and ultimately a stronger and a happier life. Did you know that financial pressures are the number one cause of broken families and divorce? Today, I am excited to have as our special guest via Skype Mr. Alex Viecco, Vice President and co-founder of New Era Debt Solutions in Camarillo, California. Neal Whittington will conduct a very interesting interview a little later in the show. In order to survive the continuing economic crisis, you must do whatever you can to eliminate your debt. You cannot continue doing things the way you did them in the past. As Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. It is time to learn new solutions to our problems. Nothing is easy, and most people abhor change. But change we must. The first thing to do is look at the way banks are treating us. We must use every tool available to us to do battle with the banksters. Some of the best tools I have found is a mortgage acceleration system and a debt settlement system. Both are powerful tools that will enable you to eliminate your debt, including your mortgage. Let's move into the next segment of the program, where I'd like to discuss 10 steps to get your financial life in order. Your two largest expenses are probably your home and your consumer debt. Your first step is to quit adding to the debt. Cut up those credit cards and pay bills with cash or a debit card. Then you should follow these next 10 steps. Number 1, evaluate your budget. If you are earning more than you are spending, it's time to look into mortgage acceleration and debt elimination. It's a powerful system that will help you pay off your mortgage and debts years earlier, saving you tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest payments. Team Pay It Off is a place to start. Their counselors will do a free financial analysis and make recommendations on how you can proceed. Number 2, if you are over your head in credit card debt, then I would suggest calling New Era Debt Solutions. Typically, you eliminate the interest and pay 40 to 50 cents on the dollar to settle your debt. And it's so much better on your credit than bankruptcy. We'll have more detail on this later in the show. Number 3, if you live in an apartment, check comparable rents in your neighborhood. They've dropped in many parts of the country. If you find that you're paying more than the market requires, show your landlord some proof and ask him for a rent reduction. If the answer is no, move. Number 4, if you own a home and you cannot handle the cost of owning it and it's sellable, sell that damn thing. At this point in time, I do not recommend you apply for a mortgage modification. A vast majority of folks that have tried this end up in worse financial shape, even foreclosure. If you are underwater on your mortgage, as is 24% of the homeowners in this country now, a short sale might be the way to go. Downsizing is the way to go in order to live within your means. I repeat, sell your home if it's a financial burden. Either buy a cheaper home, a foreclosed home, or just rent. Number 5, restructure your credit card debt. Cut up those horrible cards. Use a debit card for your day-to-day expenses. And if you are in a position to still have a credit card, try to get one with a reasonable rate and maybe with a promotional offer of 0 to 3%. But I feel it's better not to have a credit card at all at this point. You will be amazed how easy it is to convert. Number 6, if you have savings, put all but a token amount toward your debt elimination. Use a pay-it-off system to maximize your payoffs and reduce your debt in the fastest way possible. Keep only $500 or $1,000 for unforeseen expenses. Consumers often don't realize the enormous return on investment they get when using a mortgage acceleration program. For example, say that you're paying interest at the rate of 18%. Every payment you make against that debt gives you a guaranteed 18% return on your money. If you're paying a penalty interest rate of 29% or more, every payment equals that 29% investment gain. Where else can you get a yield like that? And that's totally safe. Amazing. Number 7, if you have money in a 401k retirement plan and your job is safe, consider borrowing against it. In theory, I consider these plans untouchable. In practice, though, it makes sense to use them if they can help you right-size your life. Number 8, if you're one of the lucky 76% of homeowners that still have equity in their home, you could pay off your mortgage and debt and create a safety net by using a home equity loan with the pay-it-off system to eliminate tons of interest payments and pay your debts off years sooner. Number 9, if you don't have health insurance, any major illness can put you right into bankruptcy. Try for a high deductible policy or see if you or your kids qualify for Medicaid or the children's program SCHIP. If insurance companies won't take you because of medical conditions, try for a place in the high-risk pools set up by the new Health Reform Act. We're a long way from equal access to medical care, let alone care at an affordable price. But if you cut other expenses, you just might be able to afford decent health insurance. And lastly, look into whole life insurance. There is no better way to protect your family in the event of your untimely death. It becomes forced savings, and with the wonder of compound interest, you have built into the you have built into an emergency fund you can borrow against tax-free, and the proceeds are also tax-free. Not only that, but its cash value becomes a great retirement plan. Use a pay-it-off system to eliminate your mortgage and debts, as well as accumulate wealth for the future. Come on. Little technical difficulties there. Well, there you have it. My recommendation is how to eliminate your debt and live a happier, more sustainable lifestyle. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll return with Neal and Alex.
Welcome back to Financial News You Can Use. My name's Neal Whittington. You just heard from Mr. Wayne Isaksen, and we have a very, very special guest today, all the way from the West Coast, Mr. Alex Viecco. He's the co-founder and VP of New Era Debt Solutions. Alex, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I keep it may keep cutting out for whatever reason, but I'll be quick to dial right back.